Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Paul Brown Show. We're taping live at Access Studio, and I have as my guest Deez Pope. How you doing there, sir?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing great. Doing great.
Back at it again.
Yes, sir. At it again. Okay, today's topic is hope. Hope. Well, tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
I'm still the same guy, from the first interview.
Yes, sir.
I guess with a lot of little bit more pressure this time.
Why you say that? Why you say that?
Well, I got an event, men's brunch. I just lost one of my nephews. He was a good kid, awesome.
Okay.
I mean, like,
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, but life still go on. He gave me a hope to, still move, go execute it, go in. So,
Okay.
I think with the topic hope, that's dope.
Mm-hmm. Was this expected or unexpected or?
Well, it was unexpected. He was a good kid. He was a good kid. Awesome, humble spirit, beautiful spirit, and it was unexpected. Not him.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't expect it from him, Lil Man. You didn't expect it from, him. And so, but even at his funeral, he gave me a determination of some more hope.
Correct.
Hope. So.
Okay, why did you select the topic hope?
Well, just like I said, he gave me a strength to go with a hope. To some more hope. I always had hope, patience and hope. So I always had it. He just gave me a little more fight to go with it. You know what I mean? To execute the move, go with it. Life is short, so go with your move. So
Why is hope so important in our life?
well, cause you gotta I believe you gotta hope for something. You know what I'm saying? The whole world hope for something. So I think it's two different type of hopes. But the world, you gotta hope for something, and you gotta work towards hope. It's like faith. It's a power twin with faith, hope. As long as you're working towards it, you can do it. You know what I mean? People be like, I hope I hit the lottery. You know what I'm saying? I hope I hit the lottery, but you got a lot of people that play the lottery, and you got a lot of people that hope they hit the lottery that don't play the lottery. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to get in the game, play it, and just run with a hope. Like I said, it's a different type of hope.
Why should we put our hope in God?
Well, you put faith in God, and you put a hope. You know what I mean? It's a different type of hope.
Okay.
It's a different type of hope that you put into God. It's a hope that I'm knowing it's real. You know what I'm saying? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things that's not seen. Faith is the substance of things that's hoped for. So even with the hope that you hope for, you got to run with a hope I know it's going to be that. I know I'm going to do that. You know what I mean? So it's just a hope that, what I want to do, what I choose to do, I'm going to be able to do that. You know what I mean? If you're a felon, you know what I mean? You can't say, I hope I can be the president. You know what I mean? So it's a realistic hope. You got to run with a realistic hope, but a hope that, no, I can do this. You know what I mean?
Describe when you are standing in front of that courtroom, in that court, and that judge. You're standing in front of that judge, and you're hoping that he gives you time served, but he has the power to give you life.
So that's the type of hope that that's a type of hope that's different. Like that's like it's like a world hope. That's a worldly hope. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you might still get a sentence reduction, but that's still a type. That's a hope that's not realistic. It's a hope that what I'm saying. So if he give me this time, I hope he give me time served. But I'm facing this crime, and I gotta go do some years. So you gotta have a hope that I can do. I hope he give me 20 years instead of a life sentence. It's like a person that killed a lot of people, whatever they did. Whatever the crime is. Like I can't say what the crime, but whatever. If you got a severe crime, you like I hope he give me time served. Well, you're not gonna get that. You know what I mean? But it's a hope to say I got caught in a crime that could cost me. It's not so severe, but I got to hope that they're going to reduce my sentence. And, so you get, 5 years off this. You know what I mean? That's a hope that's a faith, that's a hope. I mean, when you walking upright, that's a hope that you should go with. You know what I mean?
Describe that. Well, being that I'm a recovering addict, I know how it feels like to hope that I don't use that drug anymore. That hope of not using that drug.
So it's always how you position yourself, I mean, even like a realistic situation, like you always, so you always, like faith. So it's the thing of faith. Faith looks at reality. You know what I'm saying? Like faith looks at reality of a life, but it looks to God above everything. You know what I'm saying? So hope, I believe hope is like, it's a power twin of it. So you always got to position yourself in a place like, separate yourself, from a place that if I go back over here, like if you're weak, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it go back to like our last conversation, like telling yourself the truth. If I'm weak in this area, I know I'm going over here to hang with my family and my people, and they're doing this, and I'm not strong enough to come from this addiction, I may relapse. Right. You know what I'm saying? But even going there, you already know, like, I don't want to do this. Sometimes, I don't want to do this, but sometimes you're going to go back. You get around your people, old memories start flying up, old conversations, and you like, well, I can just do this one time, I can just, and I'm going to get off of it. I'm not going to do that. So, like, it's always a truthful place to yourself. I think it's always a truthful place to a person. You know what I mean? And then if you do feel like, ain't nothing wrong with, like, if you do fall, like, it's okay. It's always to go back and, tell yourself the truth again. And, I know I can't go around this situation. I ain't strong enough yet. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's putting hope in, I hope I don't go do these, you know what I mean? I hope I don't go do this again. I hope I don't, if you're telling yourself the truth, then,
How about that hope that you give to someone that, when the doctor tells you that you're not going to make it, that you have 6 months to live, and you're going to die, and you got to tell them that that's not true. You're going to live longer. That hope that that hope that you're going to live longer than that. Don't give up.
I mean, so like a person is not God. Like even the doctors, they do the best that they can do. Nurses, like they do the best job that they can do. But sometime in the end, like I believe God had the last say so. You know what I mean? Like, so, and I always like I got a cousin in the hospital right now. And Like he fighting with a COVID situation and it's hard, bad. And the only thing I can do, like I encourage him, sometimes like to fight. You know what I'm saying? Because I've never experienced death. Nobody on earth never experienced death because we're still breathing. Some people been close to it, but only thing I can tell them like sometimes it's like fight. You know what I'm saying? Like my grandmother died. Like we found her in the woods, and my grandma was a strong person. You know what I mean? Like, and she battled through addictions and things that she battled through. And I watched her pass. I watched her die. I said it. Me and my mom, we sat at the bedside and we sat there at the last hour of her death. But the only thing that you could tell a person in that, even in that situation, like if you got a fight in you, just fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, just fight. Like, I don't think it's like, I think that stuff comes from God. That when it's time to go, when it's time to get out of here, I think it's your time. So I would just encourage a person, like, if you got a fight in you, just fight. Just continue to fight.
Why in life do we fear the unknown?
Well, because we don't know it. If you think about it, like, so if you have a time to think about it, I think when you think about it, you play it in your mind 100 times. Like, I think people play death in their mind. Like, how am I going to leave? So when you play this back in your head so much, you're like, I don't want to die this way. I don't want to die this way. I don't want to die. You want to put your death, like nobody knows what death feels like until they do it. So, it's a fear. You know what I mean? Like, because you don't know. If I'm walking through the woods and it's pitch black dark outside, I don't know what's behind. I don't know what's behind that tree. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know what's behind there. So I could walk with a fear. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. Like, when you don't know, you don't know.
And that's kind of, I think that's frightening to a lot of people because of that, like that unexpected, that fear of not knowing.
Yeah. I mean, It is like you got guys. So like you got guys, you got guys sitting on death row, and sometimes they know their execution date. You know what I mean? Like, and sometimes it may not be carried out in that day. They might push it back, but they got a set date that they're going to die. You got a person that, hospice come pick up a person and they're going through. You got 6 months to live. And sometimes they may die before the 6 months, or how much time they give you to live. They got an expectancy on their death. Like a person like us, while we healthy, we don't know. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like when we're going to do it. Yeah. We can walk outside right now after we leave this interview and it's over. We didn't expect this. So
why is it important that you take advantage of this life? Because it's like you said, you never know when that time has come. You never know.
Well, and so my philosophy on it is, I think you should, leave like a mark behind. You know what I mean? It's like your Martin Luther Kings, your Malcolm X's, John F. Kennedy's, people that's passed. Like, I think you should run to leave a mark. Like, so my mission is, you touch lives, like, and these people are still living to this day, like, because they had an impact on earth. They had an impact on life. You know what I mean? Like, powerful people. So they left a mark here on earth. So they still get to live. Your Tupacs, your Biggies. So I always believe, like, to leave a mark on life, and I always rather it be good, a good mark. But it's just important to live, I believe it's like about giving it back, helping as many people as you can. That's what I choose to do. You know, I choose to help as many people as I can possibly help. You know, cause it ain't about me. You know what I mean? We all got to do it. We all got to go back to the dirt. We all got to get out of here. And I just like live your best life.
When you mentor those youth out there, how does that make Nate feel? You know, because they need that mentor. How does that make you feel inside?
Well, today it may be, sometimes it'd be like, wow. You know what I mean? Like I say, like coming from where I come from, doing it how I did it, like I was supposed, you know, and I say I supposed to have been the one with a life sentence, you know, but God had a different plan because my heart, he knew my heart. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I'd be like, even walking through the struggles or the things that I walked through, the things that I did, you know what I mean? Like, I get to give it back because I've done everything that, even what the youth doing now, like I've stood on the platform. I did that, you know. And when I tell them I did that, I did that. But it was some grace and mercy that kept Nate here, you know. So when I get to give it to him, I give it to him from a pure heart. Like, I'm you. I know how you feel. I know what you're going through. You know, and when I say that, like, no lie. You know what I mean? Because I always go back to a child place, how I felt in these places, even as a kid. So my brain still let me think back to that. I don't care what you are, who you are, a grown person, broke, you know, a child struggling, want to rob, want to see a dope, you know, shoot your gun. I go back to all these places and I relate to it. You know what I mean? Like, I genuinely relate to it. And so it just allowed me to do it.
I heard you give back a lot to the community.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and
Yeah.
I know they really appreciate that. I know they may not say that, but I know a lot of the families really appreciate what you do for them.
Oh yeah, I mean, and I believe they. I believe they do, but it ain't like I don't look for no. I'm not looking for the glory. You know what I'm saying? Today I'm not looking like I'm macho. Like I still might pull up like just regular. I'm still gonna go there regular. I still might ride in the same car because I ain't trying to. And I like nice stuff, you know. But today I understand the purpose. I understand the plan. So I don't gotta, you know. I don't gotta try to shine for this. I don't gotta, you know, for you, cause you got a guy real in the corner. He hate that. He want to take what you got. They want to take it cause you. Oh, I'm fly. I'm this. I'm that. You know. So even like I don't look for no glory. It come from a pure place, from one of the purest places I can give it from my heart. Like sometimes I be like, why me? Like God, you know what I mean? Like why did you choose me? But I'm thankful for the position, you know, and I know he gonna walk me through every situation and, you know, carry me through, you know what I mean, every place. But and I know they appreciate it. Like I'm honored to do it. I appreciate being able to do it because I prayed for it. I spent years praying for it. You know what I mean? So now that I get to do it, I prayed for it like 15 years ago. So 15 years when I was praying before it get to come into reality today. You know what I mean? So I don't look for no glory, credit. I mean, sometimes you give a person flowers while they living, you know what I mean? But I don't, and I know they proud of it. I just don't look for, oh, Nate, you did this, you did this, these, you know, no, man, listen, you know, the credit belongs to, you know, higher power, you know what I mean?
But looking the other way, Nate, don't you think by you moving up that ladder, it shows that it can be done. And it shows a sign that, you know, by God blessing you, that God can bless me as well.
And see, that's the hope. Like that's the hope that I am, because you can do it. Like you can do it. I came from nothing, and I ain't gonna take too long because the story take forever.
Mm-hmm.
so I come from like I said before, like when I left prison, I didn't have anything. I left, prison, Bobo. And I think it was coming out of, I think the recession was here, all that. And I came home like 2011, and I didn't have anything. Like I said, my bro, my partner, Darnell, he came and picked me up, and I didn't have nothing. I couldn't even, I was homeless. I didn't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have anything. And I went and got a job at Bojangles in Durham. And I was start making $7.25, but I hustled in the streets. Sometimes I was used to making some money, whichever way I get it, robbing, hustling. I'm going to go get this money. And so when I left prison, I went to prison. I was washing dishes, and I was working in there for free. Like, it was free labor for nothing.
Yeah.
So it was a free labor, And when I came, I didn't, like I said, nothing. Like zero, nothing. Like nobody. It wasn't a lot. It was help from my brother. Like, I slept on his floor. Like, he had a 1-bedroom apartment. He had a house, but he had caught fire, so we had to fix this up. So I slept on his floor, and I remember one day, like, he had to pay some bills, and I'm like, man, I can't do anything right now. Like, I don't want to go back to the streets to try to, create this. I don't want to, because I know I can get money in the street. I know I can hustle it up real fast. But I went and got this job at Bojangles making $7.25 an hour, and they had me, like, serving the ice, not even frying chicken or none of that. And I'm like, I was so embarrassed. And I was just like, well, you worked in prison for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I was doing music, so I used to come back to Charlotte sometime, and I was working on a CD called The Answer. And I was like, I got it. I can do it. And I still struggle. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes, bro, I had a manager, and he was, like, managing me. Like, he ain't have a lot. Like, he ain't have a lot. And so we was putting it together, and I ended up, meeting a lady, finding a better job, and they ain't even hire felons there. I think they started paying me like $12 an hour. You know what I'm saying? And that was in 2012. And I had to, like, humble myself. Like, you work at this Bojangles, and they started paying me $12 an hour. And I ended up getting an apartment. And from there, I didn't take off so much, but I started, putting it in place, putting it in motion. Like, I want to do this. Like, what's next? I don't want to lose this. You know what I mean? I know where I come from. And, like, the hope that I am, like, man, you just got to be willing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be willing. You got to be honest with yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you can do it. Like, today, when I brought my first property, I'm like, credit scores. I didn't know nothing about this. Stocks and bonds. I made a different type of money just doing this. Learning, like, being willing, and so the hope that I am, I want to give it back. If I give a person my heart, I would give it to them,
I know you talked a lot about humility. I mean, a lot of people, they don't know how important that is in life because, that a lot of people really hurt themselves because of that humility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you got to be humble.
Yeah, fact though. Some people be like, he too humble now, But I'm like, I know why I cover. I know what like a person, you can get too pride and full of yourself, and the tumbling is coming, like the fall coming. When I got this, I'm doing this, I'm popping like this, but like the fall coming. Even if you're on the streets, like you got the police, you got the jack boys, you got people that really envy you on the inside and they the people that's beside you. They the people that's closer to you, and you bragging to them. But really, if they ain't got it, they jealous. They envy you. Sometimes they could even envy your energy. You know what I mean? It ain't about what you got. It ain't about, they could envy your energy.
Right.
So you gotta stay humble. I always like to, humble, because today, like I say, it's not about me. It's about the mission. Mm-hmm. It's about the plan that's in motion, and I mean it. Like I'm gonna live nice. My family is gonna be, nice. It's gonna be taken care of. But we're gonna create a wealth. And I still want to walk in humility because I want to let you know that you can do it. I'm gonna teach you how to do it. What I know, I'm gonna give it back to you. I'm an open book. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, the event that you got coming up in November, you got some great people that's going to be there. Tell us some of the people that's going to be there and tell us why you're going to have this event, because we're coming kind of short on time.
Okay, so it's a men's brunch. It's a men's brunch. It's a situation where we ain't getting. It's a educational. It's a knowledge. It's educational, but it's knowledge. Like so, I got Big Red Divorce. I got Jackie Miller. I got Mr. Greg, and I got Reverend Broderick coming, and all these guys are powerful people. So it teaches in like business, like starting a business. It teaches in stocks and bonds. This is how the rich get rich, being wealthy. And you're going to get all the information. We're not going to speak in a big language where you don't understand it. We're going to speak in a language that you understand it in, I got Reverend Broderick, like he's going to deliver, a powerful message.
Okay.
That I think is going to impact the people. And it's like 3 days before my birthday. It's supposed to be my birthday weekend, but it's a gift for me to give back because I want people to know. I want them to genuinely learn. You know what I mean? Like I want you to know this stuff. I'm going to speak. And, like I say, I think some of them that's going to be in the crowd, like they believe it from a genuine heart, like real, no real. They got a saying that real recognize real.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So I think like every man that want to go there, I ain't talking about people that already got it. The people that already got it, like eventually I need to tap into them so we can take it further and educate more, But this for like the ones that want it, don't know how to do it, even sometimes like me that want the education, that want the knowledge.
Correct.
I want to do my best put my best foot forward to make sure that you get this,
Can we coming short on time? If the audience wanted to get in contact with you, how would they go about doing that?
So you can follow me on Facebook at Nate Deez Pope Cassell, Instagram Deez Pope, and I'm there. I'm those places.
If you